Hey, welcome. My I have to talk quiet because I have family that's asleep right now. It's late at night, as you can see. It's midnight basically here. But I just came off of playing X4, was extremely um, disappointed with how Egosoft has been handling certain situations. So I thought I would start a new gameplay, actually have fun, and incorporate the mods um, that I know are good if they are not deprecated, meaning, the 7.0 update didn't break them. We're going to look at that in real time. I'm going to explain my reasoning, and by doing this, maybe I can show you not only why I'm using certain mods. Somebody asked me this once on one of my videos. Well, why are you using certain mods? So forth and so on. But before we get to that, let me just say, um, I'm a grad student. I own my own business. I don't monetize, and I'm never going to ask for Patreon or sponsorship. My videos are meant to connect with gamers, and that's just how it is. I will respond to any comment that's made as long as it's not toxic. I shouldn't have to elaborate on what's toxic or not, but that's what it is. So let's get into what you should do. And this is my humble opinion. I'm going to assert things as factual based on my interpretation and my own uh, likes. So from this point forward, some of this is factual. I don't care if people see my name is up here. Feel free to shoot me if you ever need any help, please feel free to reach out to me. You can see I've got 1,200 hours in the game. That may not be a lot compared to a lot of people, but when you're a grad student, that sure in hell is a lot. Um, and, uh, and I run my own business, so as you can see, I'm a gamer. I'm an older gamer. I'm in my 40s. I'm just gonna say, uh, and this has always been my outlet. I remember when I was, a little kid, like 5 years old, and back in the day we had cassette tapes. You can put the cassette tape in, boom, hit play, and then you would play like a spelling thing where it was like Space Invaders going across the screen, and you had to spell the name out of what was going across the screen. I remember my first PC, I think, was a 46 DX2 that I personally owned. So yeah, back before the internet even existed, back when you had to, dial out to a bulletin board service on a modem that sounded like a fax machine. It was like, and then it was all ASCII characters, and you had to know the telephone number of the person that you were going to out to. Yeah. Oh, by the way, excuse me, when I refer to AI assistants, there it is right here. So I use Harp AI. I'm not promoting them because I'm not sponsored by them. I'm promoting them because it's awesome. I can't show you I'm not going to show you my history because I do a lot of research regarding my field, which is therapy. So, we could be touching on some research papers and publications that are not exactly something I want to be putting on a live video. But this will populate a situation where if you bring up a YouTube video, it'll populate a specific thing. I can tell my assistant, I can say, summarize this page. It's going to try to extrapolate the information and go, okay, I could say, I wonder if this would work. APA site web page. Yeah, I use this quite often, but I would have to basically go like this. I'd have to say APA site, and this is American Psychiatric Association. This is how whenever we're doing citations and stuff. Anyways, what I'm trying to point out is this will automatically populate a button on YouTube videos that will summarize the video for you in little bullet points on the side. So, you know, I'm a firm believer in and then I'll move on to this. But I'm a firm believer that if you're not utilizing AI, you may have personal reasons against it, but kind of being naive. We're in a situation where it's either adapt to the times or become that's the word I'm looking for here. Adapt or become obsolete. It's like, are you going to hire the guy with a stone axe over there knocking in nails? Or are you going to hire the guy that's got a drone that's auto firing nails perfectly right and succeed? It's kind of that analogy. AI is not, we've not reached AGI, at least for public consumption. But if you're not using AI, you're doing it wrong. You should be using AI for everything. I mean, I would show examples, but we'll just leave it at that for now. If you guys are interested, just leave me a comment. I'll do a whole video on AI, everything from multi-spectrum photogrammetry to 3D point cloud analysis to, I mean, you name it, deep fakes, whatever. Yeah. Anyways, so let's get right into this. What am I the two tools you should be using whenever you mod any game is first and foremost you want to look at the game itself and scroll down to the workshop, right? If the game has a workshop. If it does not, you should absolutely be going to Nexus Mods. If you're not going to Nexus Mods, again, you're doing it wrong. The site host right here, I don't need to repeat this, right? It's just where everybody goes. It doesn't cost you anything. There'll be ads. Throw an ad blocker up. You can see I've got one active right now, as well as uBlock, which runs intercepts scripts that pages may attempt to run in the background and stops them. And you can see on this page alone, it stopped 25 and 14 ads from popping up right here. So very highly effective. Anyways, moving right along. Let's get back to X4. So if you're on this page and this is the main site, you would just go like X4 or, I guess in this case it wouldn't really matter, but X4 foundations. I bet you it populates off that and you put X4 again. I have to log in. That's gonna suck because I'm not about to show my two-factor authentication for this. Let's just see if I can log in. I don't care if it shows up, but excuse me. By the way, I'll have to dim it for a second here. My authenticator. So I'm not about to show my authentication for the site. Access mods. All right. So you'll hear me, but I'll just be turning this one part off for a second. Okay, there we go. Thanks for bearing with me. And now we're in. Okay, so I forgot I had 2FA on this. Now, as far as I'm concerned, again, so we're going to search for X4. Oh, no. So, just so you can find the game, X4, and we'll put found. There's the game. Now we're here. Now we're going to be utilizing these two tools, right? So we'll be utilizing both the game's built-in workshop, and then we'll be going to Nexus Mods because you'll find that certain mod authors will favor one or the other. Maybe they do both, but they only update the most up-to-date mod may be over here, and then we may have to do GitHub. Some mod authors just go to GitHub. Yeah, if we'll cross that bridge if we come to it. All right, so I've already kind of looked at a couple of these. So we'll start at the base, right? Because when you do a mod from here, from the built-in workshop, it installs the mod properly, right? You don't have to do it yourself and figure it all out. So as far as I'm concerned, oh, and I love KO, by the way. She's amazing. I've talked to her just via her mods, but she's really cool. That's why I'm seeing followed authors. She has a lot of unique looks, which I'm most assuredly going to be using. Let's go ahead and look at my subscribed items currently. Okay, so this I cannot stress how if there was one mod I was going to use above any other mod, it's this one, hands down. So when I look at a mod, I want to see when was the last updated. Okay, this is a red flag. It hasn't been updated in some time, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to the comments and I'm going to look at the most recent one. Did work with new pilotable Xenon chips, but failed to yield a Raven blueprint. I wonder if it just need a second try. Very good. I wonder. Okay, so with modded chips, I get that. So what this guy's saying here, so what I'm doing basically is my due diligence. So this is the first, I'm going to show you how to do due diligence both on the workshop and when it comes to Nexus mods. By due diligence, I mean don't install a mod that's going to break your game, right? So here's what we're going to do. First and foremost, you're going to want to look at this date, right? When it's not been updated in 4 years, uh-oh, that's a red flag, right? Okay. Also, look, this isn't as big a thing, right? Who cares about ratings? Does it work for you or not work for you? But it's usually a good indicator if it's, you know, how popular the mod is. A more popular mod is more apt to have the mod author supported. And these are all the stupid, meaningless Steam awards, but okay. Then we can see kind of how many people subscribe to it, blah, 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 raw numbers. The most important thing is to look at the comment section. And I would look at like, the first page. Now, what we are looking for to see it January 25th, the mod had not, or the new update timelines had not been deployed yet. So what we're looking for is something that is more meaningful. So I'm going to look for anything up to that date right around here. And all I see is this guy says it does work with the new Xenon chips, which is awesome. Failed to yield a Raven blueprint. I don't know what the hell that is. I wonder if I need a second try. Right. As far as I'm concerned, this is working as intended. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to take that name, Control C to copy it to our clipboard. We're going to see if it's site. It's not. So that doesn't necessarily mean it's not here. So let's just put reverse engineering and see if that works. Okay, that's not working either. Let's try this. Okay, that's not working either. Let's do blueprints and see what pops up. A lot of stuff's gonna pop up, but oh, maybe not. Sometimes you'll find that people don't necessarily name things how you think, but they may come with an extrapolation, their own version of the mod altered to meet the new DLC. Do you follow me? So this guy has not updated his DLC in 4 years, right? Plus 4+ years. But it could be that somebody noticed this and was like, hey, let me just make sure it works and I want to add a couple of my own little tweaks to it. Put blueprints in here, we can see. I don't really care about this. None of this. Okay, so this was created and updated July 1st. So this is a red flag to me in a way. Let me explain why. It means the mod author published it, put it out, said that here it is, as is. Now, it's not too long back, but let's just take a look at it. All right, here's where I'm going to talk about due diligence. So if you're on Nexus Mods, you can break this game as a finely tuned, we'll call it machine. It's taken Egosoft a long time to tweak the game, and arguably they're still doing that. So let's talk about what, I remember one time that somebody said, let me backtrack for a moment. I saw when this game, I've been with this game when it first launched, I had it on day one, and I saw people warning, saying, do not give this game time. LOL, it's going to take them years to get it fixed. Boy, oh boy, now years after X4 Foundations has been released, do I really appreciate what they were saying. Because it takes, with this complex a game, it takes so long to fix all the moving pieces in a simulated real environment of a economy in a game. So when you're looking at mods, the reason I bring this up is when you're looking at mods, you want to be looking at mods that don't upset that balance. So if I'm looking at this mod, I want it to apply to me. I don't want it to apply to factions because if it applies to factions, it's going to upset the balance of the game. Especially when it's not been up, the mod author is like, oh, it is, and I'm done, right? So then you would also look at posts and see what people are saying. Maybe don't should. Okay, so let's look at the. See, this is important to note. This is basically what I'm doing. So it's just like any gamer. As gamers, we move on from one game to another, right? You get tired. And of course, if you make a mod for a game, you're giving it for free 9 out of 10 times, right? Maybe now in this day and age, 7 out of 10 times. You're not expecting people to get back. You're making a mod because your own reasoning. Either you love the game or you're trying to demonstrate your skills to market to pad say a resume. Sometimes people will pick the flag up, and I've done this myself with Skyrim. People will they're gone. They go on with their lives, and that's that's totally fine. That's how it should be. But it's like for somebody to pick that flag up and carry it is awesome. So let's see what he's saying about click here. I don't know if I like this too much. No, this is going to be absolutely broken. That line right there allows timeline ships used by Open Universe, Terrans, and Xenon Terran ships changed by crafted with for some reason this was indication vanilla. Forgot to mention I replaced the trading station Antigone or Blogo. No, 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 no. Just hell no. The reason I say that is they place the stations in where they have for good reason. A really good example of this is Hop, Holy Order to the Pyramid. Their wharf, arguably since, I don't know, up to like patch 5.0 or I don't know, 6, maybe even now, I don't know. But their wharf was in the worst spot and it sucked, and Hop would just get their rear ends handed to him on a plate as the game progressed. Now they've figured it out, they addressed it, they've been working on it, and now Hop is arguably overtuned. It needs to be nerfed a little, but that's conjecture. The important point is what you're looking at is an experimental ship. This pissed me off enough to restart a new game after days of playtime into my current playthrough. I cannot believe for the life of me that Egosoft turned around and said, hey, this is basically what they said. They gave you the blueprints, go, hey, it's pretty cool. Look at the ship you can never build again if it gets blown up. And we're going to give you the blueprint for it just so you can look at it. Like, what kind of slap to the face is that, right? It's total bullshit because you can't mount anything else to the damn ship, right? Like, it's set. You're going to get these guns. You're going to get a shield generator. You're going to get the unique engine. Why can't I recreate that ship? Why? Doesn't make sense. So you can bet I'm going to fix that with my current playthroughs. So this is an amazing mod. Basically what it does is it requires you to have a shipyard, and you can capture ships, thus enabling you to be hostile with another faction. You can pirate, board their ships, get their ship, bring it back to your shipyard, tear it apart, and your engineers will have a chance to learn more about the fabrication process of that ship. Obviously, smaller ships are going to be easier, bigger ships more complex, going to take more. You may need to capture several ships, and it's not going to give you any blueprints for anything that was not included on that ship. So it's not like you get a Terran ship, bring it back, tear it apart, and all of a sudden you understand tech that wasn't even on the ship, like turrets or guns or whatever. You're going to learn exactly what was on that ship. If you don't learn it, you'll earn percentage points that you can track towards the development of that engine type, shield type, chassis type. You get my point, right? So this is a no-brainer to me. It's the most biggest. I don't understand. It blows my effing mind why Ubisoft does not put this, because corporations do it now. We're doing it right now with reverse engineering. Tell me that we don't do this in the future. Anyways, going right along. So I already see a huge red flag. So this is due diligence. Read, read, read. The description was made by the mod author for a reason, except I'm not going to read Korean, right? So do your due diligence. Read this. Look at date, time, get comments. All right, but the thing that is too much for me is that it's changing. I replaced the trading station and taking a plug with a station. Weapons were added so that the MO, I'm going to assume that's a ship. In Pirate's main gun. Possible to make it a weapon of mass destruction that can destroy planets. It's in the legend, so the main gun is just an anti-ship gun. Please fill in the gaps in your mind. That said, it's stronger than the Asgard main gun. Jesus. Okay. The Asgard, which makes sense. They should have that. So I guess they're talking about this ship here, which is in timelines. Unfortunately, allows timeline ships to be used by Open Universe Terrans and Xenon. By Open Universe Terrans and Xenon Terran ships change to be crafted with Terran materials. I no. It's a good idea, but that line there, you're gonna make the Terran Empire already a broken, super OP thing even more OP. No, it's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna do it. So let's get into this a little bit more. Trending. And I'm just doing this with you, so I'm not looking for a buffed ship. Market discovery. I thought this was a very interesting, having your guys being able to go out there and look for black market tiers. Makes a lot more sense than having to scan stations. So let's get some of the mods that I use on a normal basis knocked out. So let's look at all these. So ship reverse engineering. I've already talked about bailing extension. it just doesn't make sense to me why uh, they may look at the comment. Okay, so maybe I'm gonna unsubscribe to this or now. I'll look at it afterwards. But the reason there was a better pirating mod. Let's see if it's been updated. But it didn't make sense that, look, these dudes are gonna bail and be in basically spacesuits, but before they bail out of their ship, trying to save their life, they're gonna blow up key components on the ship and hope that you don't smoke them. Does that make sense to you? Doesn't to me. Maybe military people, but they're gonna go down with the ship, right? And if they bail, they sure in the hell aren't gonna turn off, stuff that, they don't want you to kill them. Hence them bailing, right? Escape pods, it's not like hit the escape bar buttons. By the way, blow up the hard points. What? And not to mention the bailing logic doesn't make sense. But let me look at the better piracy mod and see if that's still a thing. Look at the varsities. Bible seminars. Do I need to explain this? I mean, seriously? Like, why is it that I can't buy a seminar for one of my freaking pilots to be trained? You mean to tell me that in all the universe, nobody's thought of like getting experienced pilots and sitting them down in a classroom and it just doesn't make sense. The game harshly penalizes you. Pilots, if they don't have a 3-star, they suck ass. And it's like end game content for your guys to get to this level piloting wise. So you should absolutely be able to buy a damn seminar. I don't understand, like, why, what? Um, NPC modifications, yes, yes, yes. You're gonna tell me that all these ships running around out there using modded shit don't, when they get blown up, they just self-destruct that too? No, I'm not trying to deal with that. So this is self-explanatory. Buy and sell stations. Okay. This I'm on the fence about. It makes sense to me because, in one way, because why in the hell would a faction not buy a station from you in a location? See, there would have to be variables, so I forgot my socks. I remember this guy's made a lot of really good mods. No, certainly. So, also, so he limited it to command and control stations cannot be sold. If you've got an administrative center there, you can't do it. I'm gonna go with that. I like it. Um, Master crew leveling. I've used this in the past. I don't need to really talk about it too much. It just makes sense. I mean, I don't want window lickers, right? It like straight up, like when you buy a captain off, if you buy a ship, it's like they beat up some dude on the docks, slam him in there, duct tape him to the thing, put a couple post-it notes on, push this to launch, push this to land, move these handles to move your ship, right? Like they'll come out like straight up like this. That this is your crew, your ship. When you first hire them, they're all like, "Got it," like what the hell? And then it takes you to end game. I kid you not, I had a game with 10 days of playtime on it currently. And I still have captains from the beginning of the damn game who have not reached 3 stars. What? Are you effing kidding me? I have to wait until the end of the game for my medium class ship that I bought early on in the game for his captain to learn how to use the goddamn trading computer that I bought for him? To the no, right? Like, yeah, yes, please. So I've dropped the ball on that. Okay, so Now let's touch on some of the ones I know of off the top of my head. So we're gonna look for. I love KO's work, so let's go ahead and look at some of her stuff. I think I'd asked her to make one of two of these for me. I just like the Yaki look for the Terran starts. Yeah, I'd like the other one though. KO, if you ever watch this somehow, I gave it a thumbs up, but I like the one that's got like 50 millimeter like rounds strapped to his chest, like 40 millimeter grenades on his like pauldron. It's pretty crazy. So, Tides of Avarice, that's what the cycler guys wear. Similar to almost kind of what you mentioned, like 50 huge bullet shells, like Kate bullets sticking on. Okay. Well, anyways, let's just go what I know with. So, satellites. These are huge. This is really huge. Talking about some pretty important ones. And so, sector service. Let's look at when this was last updated recently. So for he updated it for 7.0, which does not surprise me. Which means that all of these are probably going to be ones that I go with, and I'll explain why for each one. But I'm with him there. Okay. I could see he's responded at least twice, and I tried to. Okay. All right. So if I'm not mistaken, deploy satellites into players on both, then yes. Okay. Instructions to sector travel, sector to assistance area, for example, correct. Salvage satellites for resource probes, deploy satellites for resource probes, deploy satellites around objects, gates, vaults. Okay, this makes sense. This is really smart. He's actually tweaked this. So what he said is when your guys are out, you can have a scout give them X amount of, resource probes, navigation, stuff like that. What they're going to do is they're going to deploy a satellite whenever they find an object like that. So now it makes sense. For, you'll see it pop up. Yeah, that's a no-brainer for me. Absolutely. Subscribe. Let's go on to his next mods. Bye-bye lockbox. I don't know about this. Okay. I'm not going to download this, but it's a good one. This enables you, if you find a lockbox, fly by, you pick it up. I still want to have that gameplay element where you have to use skill to shoot the locks off. So Secret Stash is an amazing mod. I'm probably going to grab this. It enables you to have so much space for like a shielded compartment on your ship that you can use. And I mean, come on, you're the most technically advanced faction in the game once you have the PHQ, and especially with timelines explaining why the PHQ is so important. This absolutely makes sense that you would have an ability to have a Han Solo Millennium Falcon style area where it can't be detected. So subscribed. Flyby Luke, I already know this is gonna be something I want. Just make sure it's not deprecated. Be nice not to. This makes it so that scans for dropped loot around currently piloted ships and into. Oh my god, you are amazing, a sailor. Why would your scout ship flying around scanning for objects not pick up a goddamn expensive item? He's just gonna fly past it and be like, well, my orders are to go over here. He's gonna be like, hell no, I'm picking that up, right? Like that. Subscribed. I don't need to explain that anymore. Already looked at this. Where it's just at. This is. I already think I know this. Let me just make sure it's in type. Yes. Agree with you. 100%. Excellent mods. Yes. 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 Um. Here's why. You're gonna tell me that when you hit O to hoover up and you do the vacuum cleaner sound, you're all retarded mode, right? You're going to tell me that a capital ship doesn't have a more powerful version of that, that it's sitting there at the same capability as that little tiny, courier ship over there? Well, that capital ship, let's just use the laws of physics, right? Gravity is generated by the mass of an object, right? So the more mass of an object, the higher gravitational pull it pulls in. Not to mention, the ships itself are going to have a larger power generation, so they're going to be able to, for whatever this weird Hoover mentality is, pull shit in. Sorry, very expletive there, but they're going to be able to pull stuff in. So, and plus it's going to improve your gameplay dramatically because you're going to be cleaning items up quicker. So not only does it make sense, it's going to make your game run better because before waiting for the cleanup script that will automatically self-destruct items, your ships will just intelligently, I don't know, grab the items for you, right? You don't need to like tell the captain like, dude, oh my god, would you stop drilling holes in your brain thinking that tympaning your brain is going to like help? I need you to just fly your ship, and if you do three things. If you see an enemy, you're going to shoot at him if he's shooting at you. If you're a capital ship, turn the front of your ship to aim at him. Don't turn the back of your ship and then fly upwards away from him or whatever the hell you want to do. Your main batteries need to be aimed at the enemy. Keep trying to move your ship till you can do that. And then three, if you fly past something that's worth some money and you can hoover it up, grab it. Like, I don't need to explain that, right? Okay. Anyways, what repair service? I don't know about this. Let's see. Uh, okay, this makes sense to me in a way. Let me see if it's broken. Okay, can confirm mod still works. Reason comment. Okay, good enough for me. All right. Here's why this makes sense. You can get out of your ship and use a hull repair laser. Shipyards sell, or trader corners will sell hull repair lasers. This, by extension, means that, I don't know, you're not the only person with a freaking hull repair laser. So why is it that your ships have to fly all the way back to an equipment dock or a wharf or a large shipyard to be repaired when you could just have, I don't know, your maintenance crew flying around fixing them, right? Sons, subscribed. Collector. I believe this one just like grabs everything from everybody. Yeah, what this guy will do, this makes sense. When you want like one dude to be like I hate to draw an analogy here, but he's basically like your, to say your ill-gotten goods collector, right? So the reason I know about this is because of the career I'm going into, but it's pretty common knowledge in law enforcement, other agencies, that people who sell, let's say, ill-gotten goods, they are not trusted to hold on to the money. That is entrusted to another person, and there's somebody that gets that money and goes to, collect holder A, B, and C, collects those items, and then delivers them to the person in charge, which is you. this would make sense. Otherwise, you got a bunch of wares all over the place. Doesn't make sense. Here you can actually assign and the ship will go around collecting the items for you. So yes, subscribed. Sailor's mods are usually really good. Sector Explorer. Try to figure out a better algorithm. So if you look at how he's doing it, the ships fly all erratically when you tell them to explore space. His follow the logic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go out to the next hexagon. Create a hexagon. Go out to the next hexagon. Create that hexagon. Makes a lot of sense to me. So this guy's saying I know that some of the scouts do sometimes is okay for me. It's about data bots it might be because they're smaller or fine with. Okay, so if I when disabling it, okay, well I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up because I'm pretty confident that he's on top of it, and I'll tweak it if I need to. Right. No, but that I didn't find what I was looking for, so let me go back to. Oops. Vector satellites. Come on. There's like this one mod that had this really cool. Let me look. Sort by subscribed. Relevance. They one that adds a new. Here it is. I think so Mark 1, Mark 2 coming. What is this? This is interesting. I've not seen this before. I'm not seeing it. See if we find it over here. Here it is. Sector satellites. I forgot my socks. Look and see. You updated it. So we're gonna go to posts and see if people are seeing those issues. Um, okay. Okay. Rogues domain needs survival need picks up at the end and then said. Alright, so what this did was he added a satellite to the game that your ships. It was extremely expensive, but you deploy this thing, and I gotta agree, the sensors in this game made absolutely no sense. Why? Because you're gonna tell me I can look out my window and see something that my sensors currently cannot pick up, and then I can click on it, for God's sake, and it's like unknown object, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's a jump gate, but okay. Somehow the radars for your starships in space, for God's sake, suck worse than a fighter jet that we have now. The fighter jets now can see further than these stupid ass radars that we have on our ships, right? So what he came up with is an idea of saying, hey, you know, I'm going to survey an area and then I'm going to deploy an advanced satellite, and that advanced satellite is going to start scanning for anomalies, and uh, and I'm going to place nav beacons basically at these locations, which would result in something like this. See little nav beacons placed at points of interest, right? So you didn't have to like spend the game going, oh, I wonder where everything's at. You could spend the game going, oh, there's something cool there. Let me check it out, right? Which led you to finding all sorts of cool stuff in the game. It was a lot of fun. Trust me, I've used this mod. I loved it. I may just upload, but there's a catch to this. Whenever you go to install a mod from Nexus Mods, you're not using a mod manager. You're going to have to download it yourself. So, very easy. All you have to do is find your X4 Foundations extensions folder, which I'll show you how to do that. Or we're going to go to Manage. We're going to go to Local Files. We're going to go to Extensions. There you go. All done. So now we'll just drag and drop into that directory. Just this easy. Bam, done. Okay, let's go back. Other mods that use word satellites that I like. Okay, I downloaded that. Next, we're going to look for. I want to look at that again. I don't want cheaper. I want to be able to search. Okay, does this by base research and timeline to be corrupted with Terran materials? Show me an attorney to see much. Okay. Established views to be used by open user experience and DNS. That sucks. Ships will be changed to be crafted with Terran and standard materials. MO, by the way, is like the Siemens equivalent of the Asgard. It's got a Death Star beam. Right, you know what? Let me search my timelines. Yeah, that's what caused me to start also remove the build limit present in the Sandbox Open Universe game. As it currently stands, what he's referring to is the fact that the experimental shuttle you're seeing pictured here has a 0 chance of being built, which means you get one ship, they give you the blueprint of it, and then they slap you in the face and go, well, you lost it, that's it. But we gave you the blueprint, which makes absolutely no damn sense. But Come on, Oster loses. See, this is dangerous. The Odachi is pretty powerful, and to give that to the Argon is scary. So I want it to be unlocked for the player only. Let me put experimental and see what pops up. Exploded, right? I really wish this would be done just for the player, 'cause that's what that's meant for. If you give this to the factions, it will unbalance the game and will screw things up. Like with fuse time, that's actually smart. That's how flak worked, right? You'd fire it's almost like a depth charge. You'd fire the flak and then it explodes at a certain altitude. It's not like it explodes, you know, whatever. No, that's not what I was looking for. Curious about this, so yeah, I'm good. I don't read Korean, sorry. It sucks that this doesn't have a non-cheat version-ish. Actually downloaded this. Yeah, it's there, right here. 110%. That is basically spot. It will only add them to Argon won't make the ships themselves. You can buy the blueprints to the ships. Ah, okay. So whoops. Let's get more into this. Now let's look at I'm trying to think of what other I'm kind of interested in missiles and torpedoes because think of the expanse. Uh, Ships in space, it's cold, dark. Um, you're not going to be able to mask a ship's heat signature. It's just impossible. It's going to be hotter than the surrounding environment around it, right? So when you're out in the middle of space, you're not going to get into these like slug them out. You know, you're looking at the guy, you can see the whites of his eyes sort of bullshit. You deploy missiles, you're going to detect him on sensors, and the majority of these battles are going to be fought at range with PDCs providing defense against incoming missiles. Maybe anti-flag batteries like Battlestar Galactica would go into flag suppression mode. It was the flag suppression mode was to suppress enemy missiles and small fighters coming in. It wasn't to damage the other ship. Uh, so they engaged themselves with torpedoes and then sent waves of fighters in armed with torpedoes as like multiple independent entities that are harder for AI algorithms or gunners on these ships to target and fire at, right? So let me look at that and see if there's anything on torpedoes. I just spelled torpedo wrong. This makes sense to me. If you played Wing Commander, they would have these, right? They'd have these insane, they call them skip ray missiles or something like that. The Kilrathi in the game would develop these torpedoes that would cloak. And basically, while they're cloaked, they couldn't get a navigational fix. So, but they were erratic and had an AI on board. So the torpedo had a huge, massive warhead on it. And all it would do is it would come out. You can actually see it in it. It was a good movie, I guess, for fans, sci-fi fans, Wing Commander, but you can see this in it. So the skip missile would come out of jump or whatever hyperspeed variation it had its engine. It would come out, get a fix and a bearing, and then the algorithm on the torpedo would figure out like I'm going to head this way to throw them off. And then it would come out, figure out, okay, I'm here, readjust, and it would slowly make its way to its target in a roundabout, unpredictable manner. And then boom, it's decloaking and hitting its target, right? Um, so it makes sense that you would have heavy torpedoes out there meant for station killing, like bam, dead, right? Commander torpedo, what's this? This isn't like too popular. I would maybe look at this. I'm gonna do Control left click, so I open up another tab. I'm gonna look at this in a minute. See if there's a missile overhaul. And it's right there. Um, PRO I won't use, it's too much. That looks cool, except these would be chemical trails, right? They're giving it too much of a visual aspect. I'm a nerd, so when I look at this and I'm like, you're not, there's no air. So this is all continuous exhaust, which is not what's going to happen in space. You're going to deploy your missiles, and they're going to be ejected probably via air puffs. You're going to shoot down below the ship, engage your main motors, and then that's it. They'll have an initial fire, and then that's all you'll see. There's not going to be a continuous exhaust trail like as if the engine's continuously burning. Uh, that would be pretty stupid too for visual targeting purposes, right? You'd be able to just visually look and go, oh, it's right there, as well as even maybe systems that are meant to auto target anything visual coming at them. Kind of like a CIWS currently mounted on like our battle or well, like aircraft carriers, stuff like that have CIWSs. Basically, a Gatling gun as a radar. It'll detect a missile coming in and then shoot it, and then it detects the next largest piece, shoots it, and it basically disintegrates the object to a low threshold. So to go, okay, that's 1 meter in diameter. I'm not going to care about firing my insanely expensive rounds at it, and it'll look for the next thing. So it's like disintegrating shit, literally, to make sure like nothing hits the ship, debris or shrapnel wise. So as far as I'm concerned, in this case, you're just pointing out to the CIWS exactly where to aim. You're just giving a nice little pointer to it, and I just wouldn't do that. PRO is a very interesting mod, but it overhauls so much, it's very dangerous, and I'm not going to do that. Move right along. Better piracy. Tell me, my boy, that you updated it. He did not. Let's see if he updated it here. Didn't update it here either. Let's see what people are saying. So it works. Sure, and check here. I'm doing my due diligence. This mod's awesome because you get like a artificial early. Keep in mind, if you download this mod, you're going to be getting the very early voiceover AI sort of stuff, but it adds in its own voiceover to go like, come on now, you don't want to die, do you? That kind of talk, so it's kind of weird. Why don't you just give up? Because it makes sense. Think about it. A ship's being battered, especially a civilian ship. Are you gonna honestly tell me that Bob, who's got a family at home, or whatever the hell he's got his life ahead of him, and the captain's on board like, screw that, stay at your station, power to the engines. Yeah, at some point when you watch your buddy Tim over there just get blown through the head through a piece of shrapnel, and there's a whole rupture, claxons are going off, you're having a hard time breathing. You're just gonna be like, you know what? Screw you, Captain. I'm out of here, right? You're gonna get in a boarding pod and you're gone. Especially when you hear over, you know, being broadcast to the ship. If you can hear it, some person saying, "Hey, we don't want to kill you. We just want the ship." You're going to be like, okay, here you go. I mean, we'll let the authorities sort it out. I just want to live, right? And this mod did a really good job of that, so I'm going to go ahead and actually subscribe to here so I don't have to do it manually. I need the Cernix mod support API, so to make sure that that is working. Speaking of Sir Nuke, let's look at we're gonna look this up because I want to look up his mods because this guy knows what he's doing. For foundations and just search for start with Zeta now. Remove duty class. God. Yeah, I'm thinking like seriously, what's up with the window cleaner here? Like you're gonna tell me they don't have a defogger or something for the window? It's working off shows. Alright, so nobody knows if it works or not. I'm not about to throw in an unknown variable. This is updated. Don't know. Alright, I'm starting to remember some of the better target monitor. I think this is a Moneta. Yes. This would give you so much information. Please tell me it's still supported. Start monitor. Oh my god, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Sir Nick. What this would do is when you target guys, it gives you so much more information. Like you should be able to know what the ETA to intercept is, all sorts of shit. It just makes sense. Trust me, this is a must-have on. Not cheaty in any way, shape, or form. Which just had me on a different thought. I can't think of what the mod is, so I was gonna. Maybe if I go like this. Favorites, that sucks. This might work. Let me look. Martin, if I'm not mistaken, this is the guy that made all the cool mods. And this was used before there was a lot of stuff. I think the Egosoft took a lot of his stuff. Which reminds me of Tater Trade. I'm gonna look that up right now. Tater. There's only one Tater. Whoops. It's an amazing mod if this still works. Dead Air delivering on another amazing mod. This mod enables you to, it looks ridiculous, but this is information he's providing to you. If you knew how insanely valuable what he added to the game is, I cannot understate enough how important and insanely cool this is. That's why he has so many awards. Like, my hat's off to him. Okay. Yeah, no, that's I'm good. Right, so what are some of the other mods I used to use? Sense. Okay. How is it pulling this information for me? It's browsing all items. Just go to home. Let's look at what else we got here. Hell no. You introduce new sectors in the game, you're gonna unbalance the Yugoslav's delicate balance. You want to call that. It's taken him a long time. This guy sure now didn't figure it out. It's interesting. Lead by ChatGPT, which is, by the way, the current model I'm using for my AI system. I can also change this to match Haiku for Sonnet or Sonnet Claude AI. Haiku, Sonnet, whatever. I can use Gemini. I can use yeah, all sorts. It's yeah, AI is the way to go. Um, this person came back to the game, made that one mod, and we're like, I'm out. Your contribution because it's an awesome mod. All right, so the ones. So I have to like that animatic video. This looks like it makes sense. Because you know there's that long pause where you're just waiting there like, Jesus, where the hell are they at? As far as boarding operations during the infiltration itself is, that's huge. Oh, nice. It adds a percentage. Yep, no brainer. Installed. It just makes it so that you can see the progress your Marines are making. You're not just sitting there going, well, I wonder what's going on. Really smart mod, by the way. I need to endorse that. I won't be able to endorse it until 24 hours after I've downloaded it. Yeah. Yep. With you all day. This is what I was talking about. When you set a boarding party over to, let's say, a abandoned ship, Why in the God's green earth does it blow up random components? That's just USF going, we don't want you to capture the ship. I'm good with them. Get post on this. See is without weapons because he claimed the Odachi with Marines and he didn't do it by himself and fail. Yeah, I'll download that. This may be Sir Newt's APIs. I wonder if this one's more up to date. No. Yes. Maybe. Let me look. I'm gonna assume that, yeah, he updated it July 14th. He updated it here July 15th. It's probably one day off. I'm not gonna worry about it. So, captures, download. Pop. Done. So let's see what else we got here. I do like those. I like anything that adds to visuals. This doesn't do anything except add to your experience. So explosions, market discovery. We already have that. No. I understand what this guy was going for, but that's kind of funny because if you think about it, the Asgard, if you look at it, the whole superstructure of the ship is built around the main cannon to support the kind of, energy drawn backs. Come on, man, this thing would rip right out of that ship. It doesn't have the power capabilities to support that. Anyways, take a look at more. No ships that redo vanilla ships, because again, you're in an unbalanced game. Not happening. Trending. Sell builders with L trader stores. That's interesting, but no. I know one right off the top of my head. I can't believe I didn't think of this. Ventures. Is this working? Please tell me, does this work with the inversion? I'm gonna give it a shot. This simulates the venture system. Because it doesn't work, I just remove it. It's no worries. Which reminds me of paint jobs. Are you serious? They don't have paint for sale? It's- Shut. Okay, and then there's one I'd like to install that I don't use except to fix when a issue gets broken, and that's the cheat menu. I don't use it in the sense of cheating. I want to have the ability to fix issues that arise, and this can be done with the cheat menu. It's made by yeah, that's all cheaty, super cheating, not happening. What else we got going on here? What I would like is to see better fleet AI. So what if I put AI? It's probably too small. I want to find some that makes fleet logic make sense. So there's nothing there. Let's look on the workshop. Better kill credit. I probably want those because if I'm not mistaken, this is like they give you like 500 credits and you're like, seriously, dude? Really? Or you destroy like a massive Xenon chip and they're like, here's 20,000 credits. You're like, wow, I guess I'll save up to buy a Sector satellite from you guys, even though I just saved your ass. Two things, so let's just take that for a second. Let me think. Thinking about search for AI. I'm trying to find some that makes formations make more sense. Since this may be an unlocked jump. What I've had a problem with is ships ditching each other. It's information distance. Point guard V ship. You know what? I'm gonna give him a shot. This may be an unseen gem right here. See, the problem is that fleet formations would get far out, or the wing leader when you issue a command just because he's under attack and say his escorts are, he'll dip. Vice versa, like he'll be stuck back here while his everybody dips. If this addresses that issue. A lot of people seem to like it. Okay, let me think. What else can I throw in here? They're all dangerous. Anything that's their economy is pretty well done. What they suck at is fleet. And see if that works. We'll see. So let me look at turrets, see if there's anything that adds. Yeah, this always trips me out. If you send ships out to mine, they're scanning the asteroid and mining the nodes off of it. You're going to tell me they missed the big sparkling crystal thing? Shut. Let me see. It's not working. This may lead me to action or station combat. If this guy knows what he's doing, he trust to with. Right, I'm already looking at things, sending out warning. It might have been some good, but I'm not gonna. So I want to look for it before I start the game up. Pirate in there and see what pops up. So sad that better piracy is not up there. That's why I'm giving other mods a chance. Yeah, I don't want to use anything that ends. Alright, let's put certain words in there. This is the closest I'm seeing that I might like. See what's going on here. That would make sense, because if you had a command and control, that's how I'd call them. Administrative center. I mean, what are the staff that are not shooting guns doing? They're going to coordinate defensive efforts within the sector. Sense. I agree with that statement right there. Station has line limited enough. Okay. Weird. And it seems like this guy hit on a lot of things I like, but I don't like this. Gary's going to need to coordinate station siege. Seems too complicated. I'm not going to mess with that. It's interesting though. Okay. Next would be. I think I saw somebody try to come up with a stock market. So I like this. Yeah. Still working on it. Channel updates have been added. Subscribe to that. This is nice. This made your spacesuit make more sense. No? What am I looking for? That's what I want. UI? It's not gonna let me. Oh, okay. No. I'll try those. Interesting. Good hunter. Interesting. What's this? And why not? Sure. Shot. Choose that. It's gone. Actions will affect the reputation of your ally. Yes, yes, yes. Looking for this. This adds a way to pull in your allies to stuff, so I'll see if that works, and I won't abuse it if it does. Yeah, no shit. With this first one. Attack only capital ships. Why would a large turret ever try to track a small ship? Two only missiles. I don't know about that. Turrets. Automatically grows turrets into flying missiles. Fighters. Okay, yeah. So it's gonna. Yep. Understands again. Now I'm gonna start looking at stuff I wasn't. Gonna get that. Rotate just page. I already know what that does, and I'm gonna take it. Series right here. What's on that? Oh, hell yeah. So you can basically hire like scrubs to go do what you want? Hell yeah. To nuke, or whoever this is. Sounds fun. Like this guy is gonna have stuff going on. Let me see. Not really hearing anything, but you shouldn't hear anything in space, anything. Yes. Yes, you understand the game. This guy gets it. This has been since the beginning of the game. So what would happen is, beforehand, if you had a jump gate, L or XL class ships would go around the gate and go through the back of it, which would lead to huge traffic jams. Now they incorporated the same logic, you'll still see it happening where they tend to go past the gate and then they engage a magical jump drive. Okay. Yep. Boom. Privacy plays this here. I understand this dude's put some time into the game. He understands. Okay. Well, I'm pretty happy with what I have. So I'm going to stop it here and go take care of some business here, and then I will start up a new thing. But I hope, please, if you have any questions about this video, comments, and I'll get back to them. Otherwise, happy gaming and take care.